I'm Nicole and I'm a junior at the University of New Hampshire, and I'm wicked excited about the new GETT video series. My favorite GETT memory is probably practicing sutures on chicken breasts with people from Paoli Hospital, which actually led me to volunteer there. My favorite STEM subjects are biology and chemistry, and I study neuroscience in college, and I want to go to medical school to become a surgeon. Happy 20th anniversary, GETT!
Hi, my name is Jasmine Farrar, and I'm a sophomore at Georgia Tech in Atlanta. I study mechanical engineering. Growing up, I was very interested in art, which is why I chose to pursue engineering in college, because I could apply that artistic creativity to the design of car parts for an electric car racing team. In the future, I hope to learn how to use software to develop surgical devices for the medical industry.
And I'm Janae Farrar, Jasmine's mom, and I'm the Director of Research and Development Project Management for Johnson & Johnson Surgical Vision in Southern California. I'm also a mechanical engineer, and I got my bachelor's from MIT and my master's from Stanford University. I've been with Johnson & Johnson for 12 years now, and I love what I do because at J&J Vision, we're able to help people who are almost blind see again through the design of the devices that we generate for cataract surgery. So what can you do to get involved in the STEM fields? Well, you can sign up for almost every workshop and summer program that you can find related to STEM, because all of that helps you to explore and learn which areas are most interesting to you. If we can do it, so can you.
Hi, my name is Samia, and I'm a primary packaging engineer at Ethicon J&J. I've been with J&J for 3 years now, and it's been a blast. It doesn't feel like work. I definitely get exposure to all the technical and tactical aspects that I love, but I also get to play around with the business side and understanding the full end-to-end supply chain, so it's awesome. In regards to school, I studied biomedical engineering, and I got my bachelor's and master's in that from New Jersey Institute of Technology. And I picked that field because I wanted to get into an engineering principle where I felt like I can get the same gratification as healthcare workers with helping patients out. So my advice to you would be to put yourself in situations where you feel uncomfortable, because that will elicit the most amount of growth. And also, I would love to see our society get to a point where you don't get eyebrow raises when a girl tells someone that they're an engineer. So you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. I know this because there's nothing girls can't do. All the best.
I'm Stephanie Jung, the facilities manager of J&J's plant in Northern California. We manufacture pharmaceutical products, and this is my 6th year here. Working in manufacturing is big-time problem solving. You get to apply all of your ideas to make your processes, equipment, and drug substances all work better together. The healthcare space has tremendous challenges. What we're dealing with is getting more and more complex, and so how we solve these problems really needs to evolve. My background is in chemical engineering from Bucknell, and my master's is in biochem engineering from Lehigh. Right now, I'm pursuing my MBA from Northwestern. I know, it's a lot of school. But I knew I wanted to work in science when I was much younger. I wanted to be an astronomer, a surgeon, and then a marine biologist. I understood chemistry the best, though. And chemical engineering is just the application of chem to drive improvement in society. To learn more, I would say you should talk to people about your possibilities, knowing that they can change over time. Guidance counselors, family members, and successful people who really love their jobs can be helpful. I went personally from equipment design to project management to facilities over the course of 11 years. My job keeps on taking twists and turns, and that's what's really exciting for me. There's always going to be a need for STEM professionals, and it turns out we're good at solving all sorts of business problems too. Good luck to you.
Hello girls, I hope you're enjoying the GETT event so far. My name is Anjali, and the women at J&J are going to walk you through a fun scientific experiment. Yes, we're going to make bath bombs. So let's start with all the ingredients that you will need. First, you will need half a cup of baking soda and 1/4 cup of citric acid.
Hello, my name is Nicole. We're going to need a 1/4 cup of cornstarch and a 1/4 cup of Epsom salt. First, let's mix all of our dry ingredients together. So that includes a half cup of baking soda, our 4th cup of cornstarch, and our 4th cup of Epsom salt.
Hi, I'm Glenda. I'm a scientist in the area of immunology. And the next ingredients that you will need are 1.5 tablespoons of water and 1 tablespoon of essential oil.
Hi, my name is Denise and I also work at Johnson & Johnson in the Janssen Research and Development Group. We have a couple more ingredients we need here, so let's get a teaspoon and 1/4 of olive oil. Here's my teaspoon measure. And here is my 1/4 teaspoon measure. I also want to make this really colorful, so I'll add 1 to 2 drops of food coloring. I have some red here. And I'll also add some blue.
Hello, my name is Pat Rice, and I'm with Johnson & Johnson. So to continue with the utensils that you're going to need for this activity, you're going to need a whisk, a spoon, measuring spoons, a bowl for your dry ingredients, as well as a cup for your wet ingredients. And lastly, your mold for the bath bomb. Now we're going to take our bowl of dry mixture and mix in our wet mixture. You want to pour the wet mixture into the bowl and use the whisk to mix it and do it slowly to prevent clumping of the material. This is what the mixture will look like after all the ingredients have been mixed together, right before you can put it in the mold.
So now that we have all of our wet and dry ingredients mixed in our bowl, we can go ahead and fill up our molds. Here's a little open-faced plastic mold, and I can get that pretty little shape that's in there, a heart or a butterfly, or this one's a flower, and fill in the material and then straighten it off so I get a nice flat side. I also found this little plastic container with a lid and this other larger container with a lid. The other thing I can use is the circular or even this egg-shaped container that has 2 halves. I just fill up both halves and click. It's up to you, so use your imagination.
So after you have put all the ingredients together, you leave the mixture for the bath bomb in the mold for 24 hours. After 24 hours, when you open the mold, your bath bomb is ready.
Did you ever wonder the science behind a bath bomb? It is an acid-base chemical reaction that happens when you place the bath bomb in water. This makes the citric acid mix with the base, the baking soda, producing the gas carbon dioxide. So now if you're using warm water, you're gonna be able to smell the essence from the essential oil. Enjoy.
You can be anything at all. So lift up your heart and stand up tall. You can